Angela Simmons didn't raise her voice. She didn't start an argument. She didn't even try to embarrass anyone. Instead, she did something much quieter and somehow much louder at the same time. With just one simple confirmation, she changed the entire conversation around her life. For months, the internet had been asking the same question. Were Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti really over, or was there still a chance they would find their way back to each other? Fans kept hoping the story wasn't finished yet. But then, Angela appeared at an event and casually confirmed something that instantly made headlines. She was seeing someone new. Not rumors, not speculation, not a mysterious photo that people had to analyze online, a real relationship. And the moment those words came out, the reaction across social media was immediate. Some people were excited for her, others were shocked. But the person everyone started thinking about was Yo Gotti. Because for years, his name had been connected to Angela Simmons in one of the most unexpected love stories hip-hop fans had ever watched unfold. What began as a public celebrity crush had turned into a real relationship. And for a moment, it felt like one of those rare situations where persistence actually worked. But now, the story had changed.
Too many things are going this way, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Even down to my travel, I'm like, ooh, if it's like off, that flight ain't for me, or this ain't for me. Like,
you know, so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more, or make you want to make more money to get it back?
Nah.
I'm not with him.
Oh.
Yeah, not by choice, but I respect him.
Angela had moved forward, and according to people close to the situation, Yo Gotti didn't take the news well at all. Some even say the moment hit him harder than anyone expected. To understand why this moment felt so emotional, you have to go all the way back to where the story began. Years before they ever dated, Yo Gotti had already been very open about how he felt about Angela Simmons. It wasn't subtle either. In 2015, he publicly admitted that he had a crush on her. Fans remember that moment clearly because he didn't try to hide it. He basically announced it in a way that made the entire internet laugh and cheer at the same time. For many people watching, it looked like a rapper shooting his shot at someone who felt completely out of reach. Angela Simmons wasn't just another celebrity. She came from hip-hop royalty as the daughter of Rev Run from Run DMC. On top of that, she had built her own identity as a businesswoman, fashion creator, and television personality. She wasn't known for messy drama or wild public relationships. She carried herself with calm confidence. So when Yo Gotti openly admitted he liked her, fans found the moment entertaining. Some people joked about it online. Others admired the confidence it took to say something like that publicly. But at the time, nobody believed anything would actually happen between them. It just seemed like one of those playful celebrity moments that would fade away after a few weeks. Except it didn't. Years passed, and every now and then, Yo Gotti would still mention Angela Simmons in interviews or lyrics. It started to look less like a joke and more like a genuine interest that never disappeared. Meanwhile, Angela's life was moving through serious changes. She had gone through personal heartbreak after the tragic loss of her former fiancé, Sutton Tennyson, who was killed in 2018. That moment changed her life in ways the public could barely imagine.
Suddenly, Angela wasn't just a celebrity entrepreneur anymore. She was also a grieving mother, raising her son while trying to stay strong in front of the world. During that time, she focused heavily on healing, family, and rebuilding her peace. Her social media became less about glamour and more about growth. Fans respected her for that. Then, something surprising happened years later. The rapper, who had publicly admired her for nearly a decade, finally became part of her real life. In 2023, Angela Simmons confirmed that she and Yo Gotti were officially dating. The internet exploded. People couldn't believe the storyline had actually come true. It felt like watching someone manifest a relationship into existence after years of openly wanting it. Angela even posted a photo with him on Instagram that many fans still remember. Her caption was simple but emotional. "You are all I need." For a while, everything about their relationship seemed peaceful. They looked comfortable together, they attended events side by side. Fans loved seeing the two of them smiling in photos. It wasn't loud, it wasn't chaotic, it felt mature. People started describing them as one of the most unexpected couples in hip-hop. But here's the twist no one saw coming. Behind the scenes, the connection may not have been as stable as it appeared online. At first, small details began catching fans' attention. Angela would sometimes post messages about protecting her peace. Yo Gotti seemed increasingly busy running his record label and managing multiple artists. Their lives were moving at different speeds. Angela's world focused on motherhood, wellness, and entrepreneurship. Yo Gotti's life revolved around music, late-night studio sessions, business deals, and constant travel. The distance between those lifestyles slowly became noticeable. And then another name entered the conversation: Glorilla. She was one of the fastest rising stars on Yo Gotti's record label, CMG. Her success had been explosive, and suddenly she was everywhere. Award shows, music festivals, studio sessions, industry parties. At first, fans didn't think much about it. Glorilla was simply one of the biggest new artists in hip-hop. But people online began noticing how often Yo Gotti appeared around her. Then came the gifts. One birthday surprise reportedly included a luxury Maybach truck worth around $200,000. Another time, he gave her a high-end watch that cost tens of thousands of dollars. Those moments immediately started conversations online. Some fans thought he was just supporting his artist. Others wondered if there was something deeper happening behind the scenes. Angela Simmons never publicly addressed those rumors. She stayed quiet. But people close to her claimed she had started feeling something was off. Not necessarily betrayal, but distance, a lack of emotional presence. And sometimes that feeling can hurt just as much as anything else. Eventually, the relationship faded away quietly. There was no dramatic breakup announcement, no public argument. Angela simply stepped back. For months after that, Yo Gotti's name kept appearing in small rumors, suggesting he wanted to reconnect with her. People claimed he was reaching out, sending flowers, trying to talk. But Angela never confirmed any of that. She just continued living her life, focusing on her son, building her businesses, staying peaceful. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a recent appearance, Angela was asked a simple question: was she currently dating anyone? She paused for a second, smiled softly, and answered honestly. Yes, she was in a new relationship. The internet reacted instantly. Clips of the moment spread across social media within hours. Fans who had secretly hoped she might reunite with Yo Gotti suddenly realized that possibility might be gone for good. But the most emotional part of the story reportedly happened away from cameras. According to people close to the situation, Yo Gotti was deeply affected by the news. Some insiders even claimed he became emotional after hearing the confirmation. For someone who had spent nearly a decade publicly expressing admiration for Angela Simmons, the reality of seeing her move on hit differently. It wasn't just about losing a relationship, it was about realizing a chapter of his life had officially closed. People online began debating the situation immediately. Some fans felt sympathy for him. After all, he had chased Angela Simmons for years before finally dating her. Others believed the situation showed a painful lesson about timing. Sometimes people finally get what they once wanted, only to realize they weren't prepared to protect it.
Meanwhile, Angela continued moving forward quietly. Her new relationship has remained mostly private. She hasn't turned it into a social media spectacle. She hasn't used it to attack anyone from her past. Instead, she appears relaxed and happy. Friends say she has been focusing on stability, peace, and creating a healthy environment for her son. And that difference in energy has become obvious to fans watching from the outside. Angela seems calm, grounded, content. Yo Gotti, on the other hand, appears to be dealing with the emotional weight of a love story that didn't end the way he imagined. For years, he openly admired her. For years, fans watched him pursue her. And for a short moment, it looked like the dream had actually come true. But relationships are complicated. Feelings change. People grow in different directions. Sometimes love arrives at the wrong moment. And sometimes the hardest part isn't losing someone. It's realizing you had something special and didn't hold on tightly enough. What makes this story so emotional is how quietly Angela handled everything. She didn't embarrass Yo Gotti. She didn't expose private details. She didn't turn their breakup into entertainment. She simply moved on with dignity. And that kind of quiet strength often speaks louder than any dramatic reaction ever could. Meanwhile, Yo Gotti is left reflecting on a journey that started nearly 10 years ago with a simple celebrity crush. Back then, he probably never imagined that the same woman he admired from afar would eventually become someone he would lose. Life has a strange way of writing stories like that. Fans still debate whether the two of them might reconnect someday, but right now, the situation feels very different. Angela Simmons appears to have closed that chapter of her life, and Yo Gotti seems to be learning one of the most difficult lessons love can teach. Sometimes the person you chase for years eventually chooses a different path. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, but simply because their heart has found peace somewhere else. And when that moment happens, all you can really do is accept it. Because once someone truly moves forward with their life, the past becomes exactly what it was always meant to be: a memory, a lesson, and a story that people will talk about for a long time.